Learning new material is hard enough without having to figure out how it all fits together. So let's take a step back before we start and look at the big picture. This is the route map for our model build and the remainder of this course. We start at the beginning. You'll be given a basic model which contains a projection of expenses required to build the project. Nothing gets going without any cash. The next step is to build out a fund matching engine for the project. This gives us what we need to calculate our funding schedule and some basic financial statements. We'll then take a look at how to model provisional funding for when things go wrong. Next, we model a short-term debt provision to cover VAT costs during construction, a common requirement in many countries. All this is brought together to calculate the total financing costs of the project and add them back to the budget. We'll learn about special treatments required for interest accrued during construction and how to model interest rate swaps commonly taken out on senior debt. Next, we model the operational phase of the project. We begin by creating a cash waterfall. That gives us the detail we need to calculate payments to lenders and the returns on their commitments. We then build one of the most important functions in the model, debt sizing. We'll go into detail on the various methods adopted in practice. This functionality allows us to calculate the maximum debt capacity and target leverage for the project. It also allows us to build key metrics on debt repayment performance which the lenders need. We then calculate cash flows to project sponsors. This allows us to conduct the analysis they are most interested in, the returns on their investment. We round off by looking at how to cover unexpected cash shortfalls by means of debt service reserve provisions, which are commonly required in project finance deals. Looking at this picture, you'll notice the focus is all on financial concepts and mechanisms. That's the knowledge which will be of most general use to you in the infrastructure space. Differences between infrastructure types tend to show up in the revenue and cost sections of the model rather than the financing calculations. So the various special considerations for each of these assets can be left for separate, dedicated courses. Finally, these two crucial model functions will require you to learn some code. That's frowned upon in investment banking, but project finance modeling leaves you with no decent alternative. This course won't be kidding you around. You'll learn how to code from the ground up, and you'll laugh when you see how simple the first program is. This knowledge will give you a powerful tool to solve common modeling issues and save you lots of time in the future. The model you're looking at here is complex, no doubt about it. If the videos covered every last formula in every last cell, it would be a really poor use of your time, and frankly, you'd probably fall asleep long before the course is done. To avoid this, course materials are offered in a number of different formats. The videos will give you the theory you need to understand the task, and they will guide you through the highlights of how to build these features in Excel. This keeps the content moving and helps you keep focused on the big picture. Each lecture also provides you with a pair of Excel files. One gives you the full setup to practice the modeling for yourself. The other gives you the completed exercise so you can compare your work. Both will have all the formatting and structuring taken care of so that you can focus on learning the new material. As a guide, all newly added sections are highlighted in red. Finally, you'll be provided with documents which list all the model additions with each lecture. That information is then available to you whether you want to do a deep dive or just have it on hand as a reference to check your understanding.